Welcome to Zoom In, Zoom Out, your global look at news from Taiwan. I'm Betty Chen. Over the past few years, India and Taiwan have been developing the bilateral relations in all different fronts. And to know more about the ins and outs about the recent development, today we're joined by Director General of India Taipei Association, Manharsinh Yadav. Thank you very much, Director General, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Betty. Thanks a lot for having me over your show.
So let's zoom in and have a look at India's recent development over the past decade. So Director General, back in 2014, India starting to have made huge progress under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, and now India is the world's fifth largest economy. So could you please tell us what are the keys to Prime Minister Modi's success?
As far as last 10 years are concerned, I think India has had the best 10 years in its history, for that matter. Our economic growth is there for everybody to see. The infrastructure has improved leaps and bounds. The skilling has improved quite a bit. The Prime Minister has had his focus on several key areas. He has focused on infrastructure, on developing technology ecosystem, on skilling of people, and developing strategic relations across the globe. And India has been able to do quite a bit in all of them.
And over the past 8 years, Taiwan's under the leadership of President Taiwan. So how do you see the India-Taiwan cooperation or relationship over the past, say, 10 or 8 years?
I think the biggest source of opportunities has been the growth in Indian economy. That has generated several opportunities. In last 10 years, our trade has grown by, I think, more than 200% or so. Our investment has also grown. The bilateral investment has also grown at leaps and bounds. We signed an investment agreement in 2018. So we have been developing mechanisms to promote trade and investment and other people-to-people relations as the opportunities came up. I think the other reason for our fast development has been the realignment of the supply chain, particularly after COVID. The world has realized that more and more supply chain realignment is required. You must be hearing the words like friendshoring, offshoring, nearshoring. So that has also created a lot of opportunities for Taiwanese business to establish themselves in India.
So just recently, we understand that India and Taiwan have been working together in the field of semiconductor and a chip industry. The example is the power chip. PSMC from Taiwan is now teaming up with India's one of the biggest companies, Tata Electronics, in building the first ever 12-inch wafer fab in India. So how do you see the cooperation between our two countries in developing technology, especially in semiconductor?
As far as semiconductor sector is concerned, for us, the sector is a strategic sector. So the government came up with a program called India Semiconductor Mission. It's a comprehensive program that takes care of the issue in a holistic manner. So we are developing infrastructure, we are developing the ecosystem, and at the same time we are developing talent. So on all these three areas, we have a very solid program. As far as ecosystem is concerned, right now there are 5 big fab projects going on in India. Of course, the biggest one is the Tata PSMC fab. And that's the actual fab plant which is coming up in a place called Dhulera in Gujarat. So that's a key project. Apart from that, Micron, Applied Materials, Renesas from Japan, and another project by Tata are coming up in India. So you will see an ecosystem coming up in semiconductor area in India.
Do you think that this can also help Taiwan expand its global market through cooperation with India?
Of course. Just look at PSMC Tata deal. You know, Tata is present all across the world. They own a huge share of automobile market. Tata as a group also has various automobile companies such as Jaguar, Land Rover, and Tata Motors. So I think through Tata's, PSMC will be able to gain market access in several areas. So that point is very, I would say, crucial in understanding India-Taiwan relations. Taiwanese companies, through their presence in India, can not only gain market access into India, but they'll be able to gain market access into Africa, into Middle East, and further on. As you know, India has great relations with the entire global South. So being in India, they will be able to reach out to, I would say, 80% of the globe.
So I'm just wondering, you talk about all these fields. Do you think that India and Taiwan are mutually complementary?
Again, you don't need to dig too much to see the complementarities. India enjoys demographic dividend, as you know. At the same time, Taiwan needs a lot of talent to maintain the competitive edge that it has right now. Second, Taiwan has a huge research ecosystem. You have a lot of universities and engineering colleges over here. And in the past, Taiwan has done wonderful job in STEM skilling and STEM education. In India, a lot of our youngsters want to join STEM skilling ecosystem. They are looking to do masters, doctoral and postdoctoral. I think there is a scope of getting a lot of Indian students to Taiwan and getting them further skilled. Those students then can be useful to both Taiwan as well as India. Third, if you look at how our economies are structured, you will see that there are a lot of complementarities. Right. Taiwan has come up as a manufacturing node in the global supply chain, and India has come up as a service node. So it's a complementarity that can be exploited. If both India and Taiwan comes together, then we can provide a holistic solution to anybody who is looking to outsource anything in the world.
So now we would like to zoom out a little bit and to look at the India-Taiwan relations in a broader context. So Director General, you used to serve at the Prime Minister's office in New Delhi. So how do you think that what will be Taiwan's position in the overall Indo-Pacific strategy of India?
So in the context of Indo-Pacific strategy, Taiwan is a very important partner for India. India is reliant on the global supply chain, particularly in electronics and semiconductor. And Taiwan is key in both these sectors. So for us, it is important that this supply chain remain resilient, because even a small disruption in this supply chain can impact the Indian economy and also the global economy. We do worry about peace and stability in the region. As you know, India has developed in a stable global environment. And for us, maintaining that stable external environment is very important to grow our economy.
Director General, you mentioned a few times about the global supply chain realignment, especially after the pandemic. So a lot of companies are moving their manufacturing bases away from China and expanding their presence in other, say, Southeast Asian countries in South Asia, including India. So what kind of advantages do you think that India has to offer? For example, the technology or talent or anything or skills that you have mentioned?
So let me begin by just quoting one quote from my Prime Minister. He said that this is the time, this is the right time. It comes out very well in Hindi. Yahi samay hai, ye sahi samay hai. This is the time, this is the right time. India is growing at a rapid rate. So India has enjoyed political stability for a long time. But at this point of time, I think we have the best political stability as compared to earlier periods. The government policy is very conducive to attracting investment. The government of India has laid a red carpet, for global investors. Particularly for Taiwan investors, I don't think we have ever laid such a red carpet. Most Taiwanese investors get to meet senior people. I think there is a bit of a competition among the Indian states to attract Taiwanese business. So that's why this is the right time.
What will be your suggestions, or what kind of assistance can you or can your office or can India provide to the Taiwanese companies who haven't been to India but maybe they would like to explore the potential there?
Well, I think the Taiwanese companies are now discovering India. Many of them are visiting India. Some of them have become frequent visitors. Yes. Some companies have already taken decisions to invest in India. So our investment has also, I think, tripled in last 2-3 years. So the investment is increasing. So I would not say that things are not moving, but yes, we need to promote and facilitate this. So number one, I would say that Taiwanese businessmen should visit India before they decide on the investment decisions.
To see for
To
themselves.
see for themselves. So there are a lot of misconceptions and myths about India. So the best way is to go there, visit India, and to see for themselves as to how India is developed. I think that might change their view, their mindset about India. So that's the first thing I would say. Second, on language and culture, I think probably we amplify the differences, and we don't look at the commonalities. We have a lot in common, you know. I have been here for now 8 months, and I have found so many similarities. The way we celebrate our festivals, the way we pray to God for that matter, the temple culture, the tea culture, and democracy, yeah. The freedom of expression, the importance of taking care of people,
Family values.
the family values, exactly. So I think we should not make a big deal out of the differences. There are differences, but they are fewer and they are manageable. And as far as the language is concerned, Indians adapt very quickly and they learn very quickly. Most Indians would know at least 3 languages. As you know, many states in India follow 3 language policy. So they teach their students mother tongue, Hindi, and English. So that means there are a sufficient number of English-speaking people in India.
And just recently, our two countries signed a labor agreement, which is an important milestone in terms of our people-to-people exchange. So how do you see the significance of this agreement?
Yes, I think it is a key area of cooperation between India and Taiwan. India is enjoying demographic dividends during these years, and we will continue to enjoy this until I think 2070. So India will have surplus labor available for global use. At the same time, the Taiwanese economy needs labor. And if Taiwan wants to maintain the industrial base, and if they want to keep it globally competitive, then they need access to labor. I think India can play a part over there. For us also it is important because our labor can come over here and they can get skilled in manufacturing. And the same labor can then be used in India. So I think it is a win-win area of cooperation between both the economies.
So here comes my final question. What should India and Taiwan prioritize in terms of our future cooperation?
I would say that I think we need to ease the mobility of people between the two societies. Indian tourists are all across the place, and Taiwan tourists also do visit a lot of places. Similarly, Taiwan is a very beautiful country. You know, you have great beaches, you have mountains, the cities are extremely hospitable. I think if we ease a mobility of people between the two places, we can again develop a win-win situation. So that's the first thing I would say. We need to improve the mobility.
Right.
The second, I would say that we need to further facilitate the investment relationship that we are building. Both the industries, the Taiwanese industries and Indian industries, they enjoy a lot of complementarities. Now, if they start investing in each other, then they can develop a very, I would say, formidable collaborations. So that I think is not happening to the extent that it should happen. So again, investment partnerships is something that we need to facilitate.
Thank you so much, Director General, for sharing with us your insights. And I also want to wish you have a very pleasant stay during your term of office here in Taiwan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Betty.
very much.
Thank you.
So this has been Zoom In, Zoom Out. For more stories from TaiwanPlus, follow us on social media. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and around the world, please visit us at TaiwanPlus.com.